On July 3rd, 2012, I was taking my kids to Denville to drop them off with their dad for the weekend, and on my way home, something happened. I don't know what. Nobody remembers and nobody knows, nobody saw it, but my car went off the road and the engineers figured it flipped about 5 times. I was rushed to Denville Hospital first, and then when they realized how bad the damage was, they rushed me to Hamilton General. First night of the accident, my family was told to basically say goodbye because I probably wouldn't make it, and if my brain didn't swell too much, they would try to fix my neck in the morning. So obviously, my parents had to rely on God for a lot of hope because they weren't getting much hope from the medical staff. And for some reason, Dr. Drew, the man who was my surgeon, he felt compelled to stay. And he kept a close eye on me through the night. And they began the surgery even before my family knew about it. And then they were just going to go through the front and fuse number 6 and 7 together in my neck. And he felt like he got it all, but at the same time, he felt like he should just check. So they started with this in the front, this little cut in the front. That's how they fused my neck. And he felt like he didn't get it all. He thought he did, but there was just something that told him just to check it out. And they turned me over and cut me open in the back of the neck, and they found that I would have been a millimeter away from being paralyzed from the neck down. So he said it was just a gut feeling. I think it was God, and God taking care of me, even though I wasn't aware. And there was just thousands of people praying for me. I was told when I started recollecting in August that word had spread so far there was somebody on every single continent praying for me. And I believe that's what carried me through. And so I spent all of July just with small stuff, sitting up, and I apparently talked a little bit, but it took a lot to even talk because they had to move my vocal cords over, and I was on breathing tubes. And at the end of July, I got moved over to the acquired brain injury unit, which that was miraculous too, because I was actually supposed to go from Hamilton General to Hagersville and wait for my spot. I don't know, something happened when I moved over there. It just like a light switch just flicked on. I just started recollecting and remembering, and when they told me that I would be able to do something, I just did it. I just got up and walked. They told me to try walking with the walker. I just actually pushed my walker away and started walking. The day we tried walking up the stairs, it was hard, but I just knew I could. I knew that my story wasn't done, and it wasn't going to end with me not walking. So I was able to walk. And from there, little things just happened every day. It was a long road, but at the same time, there were so many little miracles that I was able to be reminded about how powerful God is. And I was reminded several times a day that this was all God's plan, and this was all Him. He deserved all the glory for every little part of my story. He healed and He was involved in. It really brought my whole family together and all of my friends. And I don't know how many times I've heard, I haven't prayed in 10 years, but your accident made me pray. And those little comments just make it all worth it. And there's people that didn't believe in God until my accident. So I believe that God just has really used my story for good. It's been devastating and hard and a struggle, but He's used it for good, and He's fixed a lot of things through it. It was really leaps and bounds. Like every day I surprised the staff. Every day people would come on shift from 2 days ago and go like, who is this girl? Like, you don't even look the same. So everybody on my floor could see the miracles that were happening right before their eyes, and I made sure they knew it was God. I noticed that my voice didn't work very well, and again, that's because they said they had to move my vocal cords over. The doctors warned my parents and my family that I might not have any voice to even speak, let alone sing. I use singing for everything. That's what I use to put my kids to sleep. That's what I use to time they're toothbrushing. Like, I just use singing so much, and I could not imagine living life without singing. And so when it was time to start planning my rehab team for outside of the hospital, they assigned me to a speech therapist that was actually a trained musician. When I was having appointments with her, that's what we focused on, was getting my voice back and writing again and playing the guitar again. And then I was asked to write and perform a song for the 5K by the Bay brain injury fundraiser in Hamilton. And I was able to write and perform a song and then run 5K that day. That was a very big triumphant day because that was less than a year since my accident. Like, God reassured me that he was going to fix it. I was going to have to wait and be patient and work hard. But he did tell me he was going to fix it. And it's still not all the way fixed, but I'm not worried about it anymore. I'm not discouraged because I know that it's going to be fixed. It's going to be used for his glory. So I'm on my way to getting back to where I was. But God has built a bigger, brighter future and a more meaningful one that I had no idea that he had plans for. I had to relearn how to do everything, and I was so discouraged, but he just kept saying, like, I have your happy ending written, but the rest of the story is going to be kind of exciting and kind of stressful. So just hold out for your happy ending, and I still am. And he's provided me lots of comfort along the way.